Hi everyone, my name is Yuri, and in this video I want to recreate my Webflow website in Webstudio. Here is the website. It's a single page design created using tabs, so we only have one page and the content changes by switching between tabs. I have already added the tabs and adjusted their design a bit. Now I'll just show you how I did it. First, I used the command key to add tabs. The tabs here are created using the Redux component, and I customized them to match my design. Let me quickly show you how I did it. The Redux component comes with a basic default design. Let me move this to the side. Right now there are only two tabs. When you click on a tab, you can immediately see the content. To start, I need more tabs. Here's how I do it. I select tab, copy and paste them using Command D. I repeat as many times as I need. Next, I do the same with the tab content section. I copy and paste it until I have enough content section to match the number of tabs. Yeah. Once they're done, I remove the default styles here and here. I clean up unnecessary styles. For my design, I added an underline below the active tab. Here's how I added it. Choose color. Yeah. One thing I notice on the tabs, if you look closely, there is a slight border. At the first I thought it was a border, but it turned out to be a box shadow. It took me a while to figure out how to remove it because it wasn't visible in the usual styles. I had to go into the code and remove it manually. It's a small thing, but it made a difference. Yeah. So that's how I customize the tabs for my design. Now I'll delete this example, turn on my custom tabs and show you how they work. Here's my tabs, the body section contains the tabs and the tab. Here I have already added a class called tab. The blue highlight means I'm working with a class element. For example, if I change the font width here, it updates for all tabs because they share the same class, but I won't make the change right now. Yeah, in the first tab I have added an SVG icon. You can see it here. It's an inline SVG. I insert HTML element into the tab, added the SVG code. Key attributes for the SVG are stroke, current color, and width and height set to 100%. This setup lets me control the icon's appearance through styles. I set display inline flex so I can adjust its size. I made the height slightly larger to align the icon with the text in a single row. Alright, let's get started with our first tab. Whenever I begin, I always focus on building the structure first and then move on to styling. So this tab is visually split into two parts. The top section will have text, and the bottom section will have an image. And the top section itself is divided into two parts, a left side and a right side. Now let me show you how I'm setting up step by step. First, I'm adding a box and placing two blocks inside. The top part is going to be home header. The bottom part will be home footer. This wrapper is going to handle the height and separation between the top and bottom sections. Next, I'm working on the home header. Here I'm adding two more blocks, left and right. Now for the left side, I'm adding a heading and the text block. I'll space them out using Flexbox. On the right side, I am adding a few paragraphs. I'm keeping each paragraph on a single line because I want to style them individually later. For the bottom section, I'm adding the local time. It will have two text elements on the label local time, one for the label local time, another for the actual time. Next, add in the image. Now let's move to the home footer. I'm adding an image here. I already have one in my gallery, so I'll just import it. This way we can see how the top and bottom section look together. Next, I'm setting the height for entire top. Here's how I calculate it. I take the full screen height and subtract 6 rem. 5 rem is for menu height, 1 rem is for the bottom padding. Then I apply Flexbox to the tab and set the alignment to space between. This makes the top section stick to the top and the bottom section stick to the bottom. For the bottom section, I'm setting the height to 49 VH. This is the same as what I used on my previous site. Now I'm stretching the image to 100% width and height. And setting it to object fit cover. That looks much better. Next, designing the top section. Let's move back to the home header. I'm applying Flexbox again, but this time I'm using horizontal alignment to position the left and right sides. For the left side, I'm giving it 50% width and setting it to Flexbox as well. This let me space out the heading and text. I'm also adding a small gap between them for better spacing. Now I'm tweaking the text. I'm switching the font to something thinner. Adding a 2 rem padding at the top, just like in my original design. For the right side, I'm also adding a small padding for spacing. Now let's style the text blocks. I'm assigning a class to the paragraphs. This way I can make changes to all similar elements at once. Next, I'm adding a bottom border to the paragraphs. I'm removing all other borders and keep just one pixel bottom border. The spacing still feels uneven, so I'm fixing that by removing unnecessary padding from the text and using Flexbox gaps instead. I'm setting a vertical gap of 1 rem or slightly less to create consistent spacing. Finally, I'm shortening the text lines by reducing the width to 40%, but I could also remove the width entirely and use auto left margin to align the text to the right. Now I'm adding a few last tweaks, like small paddings and comparing the result to my original design. That's it. This already looks pretty good. I'm really happy with how it's turning out in Webstudio. If you'd like to see more, leave a comment or let me know. I'll continue working on the other tabs in Webstudio in future videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day.